which is more than 4,000 kilometers from my own country. However, my schedule is as follows: 2 days in Seoul, followed by 2 days in Gangneung, more than 100 kilometers away from Seoul, 8 days in Seoul, 1 day trip in Busan, also more than 100 kilometers away from Seoul, followed by 6 days in Seoul. I'm not sure if I'm able to form Jama' and Qasr in this case, because I'm not in one area for 15 days consecutively, but overall I'm overseas for more than 15 days. Please help in this regard. Another question regarding Qasr and Jama' prayers is that once I have the intention to do these prayers, does it mean I'm not allowed to do normal prayers overseas? Does every prayer have to then be Qasr? Lastly, am I allowed to pray Qasr and Jama' on this trip if I'm on a moving vehicle that will not be able to stop during the prayer times? Thank you in advance. Sorry for the specific question. So basically, this is the itinerary of a traveler. So he's asking about whether he can perform the Jama' and Qasr, the combining of prayers, shortening of prayers. Before we take a look at the technicalities of this question and what is important, which I always advise people, is to understand the fundamentals and the principles with regard to prayer of the traveler. So number one, it is important to understand what is the definition of a musafir, because Jama' and Qasr can only be done by a musafir, traveler. But what is the definition of a traveler? A traveler is a person who travels to a place. Now, with regard to Jama' and Qasr, it must be more than 2 marhala away from the border of where he was. Tamam. And when he reaches the destination, he stays in that destination 3 days and less, not inclusive of the day that he reached and the day that he leave. So this is the basic understanding of the definition of a traveler. So as long as a person is within no issue. You are traveling to a place that is more than 2 marhala basically. So when you leave your country, if you're taking a flight, and when you leave your country, you are a musafir. And this is to make things easy for us to understand. If a person is from Singapore, for example, when we leave in the air, taking the flight, for example, we are considered to be a musafir. So our destination is more than 2 marhala. So during the journey, no issue. We can combine and we can shorten our prayers. So now the destination is Seoul, which is the capital in Korea. So he said that his schedule is 2 days in Seoul. So when you are traveling to Seoul, you are a musafir. When you reach Seoul, since it's only 2 days, you are still a musafir, because that's what we mentioned just now. It must be 3 days and less. So now it's 2 days. Khalas, you are a musafir. So as long as you are in Seoul, it is permissible for you to combine your prayers, shorten your prayers, and all these things. Now, and then after that, he mentioned he's traveling another 2 days in Gangneung, more than 100 kilometers. Now again, you are still a traveler. When you reach that destination, you are still a traveler. You are still a traveler. So he said, followed by 2 days in Gangneung, 8 days in Seoul. 8 days in Seoul. And what I can understand from the question, from Gangneung, he is going back to Seoul. How many days that you are staying in Seoul? 8 days. So now in this time, you are not a musafir when you reach Seoul for the second time, because now it's 8 days. 8 days and it's more than 3 days, not inclusive. Even if we say not inclusive of the day you reach and the day you leave, 8 days and it's still a lot. So once you reach Seoul for the second time, it is not permissible for you to combine your prayers, shorten your prayers. Then from Seoul, you say 1 day in Busan, 100 kilometers from Seoul. Khalas, you are again in musafir. Now, 100 kilometers more than 2 marhala, because 2 marhala is how many? 86. So when you reach Busan, you are musafir. So you can combine your prayers. Followed by 6 days in Seoul. Now you are coming back to Seoul, and you are going to spend 6 days. So 6 days we take out the day you reach, the day you leave. So how many days in between? 4 days. You cannot combine your prayers. So the third time when you come back to Seoul, you are muqim. So this is basically the answer to your question. So the question is asking, I'm not sure if I'll be able to form Jama' and Qasr overseas for more than 15 days. Forget about 15 days. This 15 days this I do not know where you get 15 days, but basically this thing can continue even for a year. It depends on where you are. It depends whether you are musafir or not musafir. That is why in the beginning I mentioned it is important to understand the principles, understand definition of a musafir. Once you are defined as a musafir, you can combine your prayers regardless. It is permissible for you. When it comes to jama, combining, it is better not to combine, to go out of the differences of the ulama, because in the Hanafi madhab, they do not permit any combining of prayers. If you can avoid combining prayers, you avoid. But when it comes to qasr, it is better to pray qasr, because the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, the Prophet encouraged. That is hadiyah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you are traveling more than 2 marhala, and especially if you are traveling more than 3 marhala, yani 120 kilometers above, now it becomes sunnah mu'akkada. This is an emphasis in sunnah that you perform in qasr. Now, in a different than from the Hanafi and madhab in this regard. Ala kulli hal. So I hope it is clear inshallah ta'ala. And then you ask about moving any vehicle. Yeah, if you are traveling, you are musafir. If you go out of the village or the town to another city that is more than 2 marhala and you are traveling in a vehicle, then you are musafir. Yani you can combine your prayers. Now, when it comes to the fard prayers, you cannot pray inside the vehicle. You have to go out and to pray outside. But when it comes to sunnah prayers, yes, you can pray inside your vehicle. But when it comes to the fard prayers, you have to pray outside of the vehicle. Take a break. Usually, if you're traveling long, at least you need toilet break, for the fuel and all these things. You will have time to perform your prayers, even by the roadside. Wallahu alam. Soalan ini kedua menanyakan, Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Waalaikumsalam. Kalau saya niat sahaja niat nazar solat sunat fajar 2 rakaat, dan apabila nak solat saya sekadar niat usolli fajri, cukup tak begini? Yakni sah tak solat yang saya nazarkan? Adakah ini cara niat yang betul untuk melakukan sesuatu yang telah dinazar dan tak ada masalah niat dalam bahasa Melayu? Soalan ini menanyakan, satu orang ini niat saja, aku niat nazar solat sunat fajar 2 rakaat. Ini adalah nazar. Nazar sekarang kita mengatakan telah menjadi wajib. Solat sunat ini telah menjadi wajib ke atas awak. Nampak tak? Tapi dengan syarat dia melafazkan niat. Dia melafazkan, tapi dalam hati tak pakai. Kalau ini niat yang dimaksudkan di sini dalam hati, tak pakai. Sebab nazar, kita harus faham, syaratnya adalah melafazkan. Kalau satu orang melafazkan dengan cara begini, mengatakan, saja aku niat nazar solat sunat fajar 2 rakaat kerana Allah Ta'ala, maka sekarang ini telah menjadi wajib ini ke atasnya. Taib. Apabila dia nak melakukan solat, wajib dia niat solat ini yang dinazarkan. Jadi dia niat, saja aku melakukan solat sunat fajar yang dinazarkan kerana Allah. Nampak tak? Yang dinazarkan, dia mesti tambah apabila dia nak melakukan solat sunat tersebut. Sebab ini supaya dia mengkhususkan mana satu solat sunat fajar ini yang dimaksudkan yang dengan nazar. Jadi dia nak kena niat semasa yang ini solat tersebut. Taib. Tidak sah ini dia niat seperti mana soalan menanyakan di sini apa? Dia mengatakan apabila dia nak solat, dia mengatakan usolli fajri. Ini usolli fajri bagaimana? Hatta solat subuh ini pun tidak sah. Usolli fajri ini niat ini untuk melakukan solat sunat seperti ini. Kalau nazar ini ia tidak sah, tidak dijadikan sebagai nazar, sebab kita mesti menerangkan ini adalah solat sunat fajar yang dinazarkan. Itu ceritanya. Nah, ini adalah solat sunat yang dinazarkan. Nah, kalau dalam bahasa Arab kita mengatakan usolli sunnatal fajri manzura. Ataupun ini usolli salat al-fajri, usolli sunnat al-fajri manzuratan lillahi ta'ala. Jadi cara kita niat adalah begitu. Maka tidak sah usolli fajri dengan niat ini nazar. Maka dalam bahasa Melayu tidak ada masalah. Niat dalam bahasa Melayu tidak ada masalah. Jadi hari ini para jemaah dirahmati Allah, kita berhenti di sini dan mungkin saya terjemahkan dalam bahasa English. Any question any is asking, a person any make any the intention any of nadar, yani vowing, that he wants any to pray the sunnatul fajr. Sunnatul fajr any is the sunnah before we perform any our fajr prayers. So if a person any says that I vow to perform the sunnah of fajr for Allah, now it becomes wajib any upon him. So when he wants any to perform the prayers, he must include nadar, and all these things, and it has to be said out. Nazar, any one of the conditions, and if nazar, and it is, you have any to say it out. If you make intention in your heart that you vow to perform a particular sunnah act, and for example, for the sake of Allah, this is not valid. Why? Because nazar, one of the conditions, and is talaffuz. You must say it out. I vow. This is how we say it. I vow to perform sunnatul fajr for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now it becomes any wajib any upon you. So when you are about to perform any the sunnatul fajr, you must indicate that this is sunnat fajr and based on vowing. So you say that I pray sunnatul fajr as how I had vowed for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahu Akbar. So while you are performing any prayers, and we have to make that intention clear that this particular sunnah prayers, it is a form of the intention of nadar that I have made. Otherwise, if you don't indicate that this is nadar, it becomes any sunnah, normal sunnah. But the obligation of nadar is still upon you. So this is important for us to understand how are we able to make the intention of nadar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.